There you guys are. Hello guys, welcome back to my booktube channel. My name is Troy. But first guys, a winter recommendation. If your Mondays are kind of dreary or gloomy like mine, go get some lemons, go get some sugar, and make some homemade lemonade, because oh, it makes Monday afternoons so much better, and I'm so glad to have this while I'm recording. So in today's video, you know I'm all about giving you guys recommendations, and so today I thought I would give you a full series recommendation. And so that series is the A Court of Thorns and Roses series by Sarah J. Maas. And then I quickly realized that my audience really hasn't read this series, a lot of it, or even heard of it. And so why should I do a full series review when a lot of you haven't even read the series? So today I'm just going to review the first book for you and give you guys that recommendation that I have for you, because this is, again, I think this is going to be like one of my top 3 favorite series, because this is so mesmerizing and engaging. This book was so good, and today I'll be diving deep into this with a review. And so this actually is my first ever book review, which is it's kind of crazy. And so my reviews are going to consist of several categories, but my 3 main categories that I'm going to be going over is my characters, the plot, and the overall entertainment, or the overall engagement. And so I'm going to be talking about each subject and diving deep into the characters, into the plot, into what I really liked about this book and what I really didn't like about this book. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and comment down below what you think of this video when it does end. And guys, I just released a video on my reading a slump up there if you want to click on that and, you know, see my best tips for, you know, reading slumps and how to increase your reading engagement. That was a great video, and I think you guys can take some value out of it because my tips were pretty original. All right, let's get on with the video. But before we do get started, I need to tell you guys about, a little bit about the book. So this book is set in a world where there are 2 kind of peoples. There's the Fae, there's the High Fae, and there are the humans. And so there's this wall that separates the 2, and obviously the Fae have kind of like a larger amount of the land. The Fae is split into 13, or like several courts, and then there's the human lands. And so this book is set in the human lands, and it's in this harsh winter where this young woman named Feyre from an impoverished family goes to hunt and to provide for her family, because her family is very poor. Like I said, she has to go out and hunt, feed her family, because if not, they will die. When she does go out to hunt, she never expects to see a wolf come down, and you know, she has to shoot it for that meat, provide for her family. So she shoots that wolf, but little does she know that it's not a wolf, and she kind of suspected it at first, but it wasn't a wolf, it was a High Fae. And Feyre didn't know this, but she violated a major treaty. And so a couple nights later, or I think one night later, this beast comes knocking on her door, and it is a High Fae demanding that she come to Perithian, the fairylands, for killing this wolf. And so now, you know, Feyre can't really resist it, so she has to go into this land and kind of live with her captor, that beast, Tamlin. And so there's kind of this Beauty and the Beast retelling where, you know, she starts to actually grow in love with the beast, and she does actually have a lot of freedom in this world. She can do whatever she wants in the house and the grounds that she lives on in this kind of mansion. She can paint, she can do whatever she wants, and she also starts to grow this fiery passion for her captor named Tamlin. But an ancient evil is stirring, and Feyre must break a ancient 50-year-old curse and save the whole High Fae, because there are some villains stirring. And so this is an amazing series of this underlying curse, and you know, Feyre kind of unlocking secrets about it and fighting for, you know, who she loves and protecting her family. And overall, oh my gosh, I cannot say enough good things about this story and the plot, and we will get into that later. But first we have to go into the characters. Okay, so now let's jump into the characters, and this is something that I really loved about the series. It was the characters. So in this book there are a lot of complex relationships, and so every single character is linked in some certain way, and every character has, you know, some sort of feelings towards another character. And I really like the work that Sarah J. Maas put into this. So envision this, there's this web, you know, like how everything is connected. Every single dot, you know, that is connected is a character, and they all have have likes and dislikes and complex histories with each character, right? And so I think that's really evident that Sarah J. Maas did that work for this book. Like, you can just see how everyone's related. Like, are they lovers? Are they past lovers? Or, you know, do they like the person or not? Or do they kind of like them? Or just what are their thoughts and feelings on each one? Kind of what are their relationships, like, you know, physical relationship, like sister, brother, and then also just their emotional connection, like I like you or I don't like you. And as the series goes on, all those complex relationships again develop and like kind of move. So like at the beginning of the book, she might have feelings towards her sisters that at the end of the series she might not have. Or, you know, she might have a fiery passion for Tamlin at the start of the series, but will she have that at the end? And so all these relationships change, and I just like how she kind of develops this kind of character arc for each and every single one, and just like how even Feyre changes. I just like how everything is interconnected and complexly built into the series, and all the characters have their own, you know, connections to everyone. Oh, and I forgot to mention, each character has this complex histories that make these connections kind of true. So like every character has a history with the other characters, and that makes them have this feeling towards them or this physical relationship. Like, I know that there's these kind of relationships between leaders, and there's these past events that are connecting their relationships today. And again, there's just so much work put into these characters. Another thing would be the strong female character, strong female young adult protagonist. Feyre, she's such an amazing character, and she's also really represents that strong kind of female character that is really powerful and, you know, getting things done, fighting those bad guys, killing everyone, doing the boss things. And I know I love that. Strong female characters are probably, you know, my favorite things to read from. And then we also have the crazy entertaining villain of Amarantha, which you'll meet in the latter half of the book. And I think that Amarantha was such a good villain. Oh my gosh, she was so like weird and kind of like, I don't know how you describe it, but just so sickening and like, ugh, you know, she's such a bad villain. It was just so entertaining to see her kind of evil ways and how she was planning to take over the world or whatever her mission was. And so I thought that was she was a great villain in this book. So again, I really like the characters all have these complex relationships, ancient histories, immortal histories, and, you know, like the development of the connections throughout the whole entire series and how everything grows and changes and romances, and loved the characters. Okay, next subject or category is plot, and this is probably the only category that I'll probably talk about a little bit negatively because it did take a while for the plot to kick in. And so in my winter reading video, I actually talked about how this kind of had a slow plot, and although it was kind of good in the beginning because it was winter, it was sluggish, it was just kind of a slow time in the village when she did get to Perithian, which was in a summer state or like a spring state, so it wasn't winter anymore. It just felt kind of slow, her moving through the day, doing nothing, just painting and painting, and there wasn't much action, and it just kind of felt slow to me. So the first half of the book just wasn't that powerful, but I mean, it did start to pick up a little bit. It just took a while for kind of some action to start kicking in because she did have to go through all this world building and introducing herself to the world before kind of this action kicked in. Because I mean, if you think about it, you can't just get introduced to a world and immediately have action. Sarah J. Maas had to make it so that she could learn a little bit more about the world before, you know, some stuff started happening to her that was actionable. And so I do respect it. I just don't know how much I enjoyed the first half, but then the second half totally made up for it. It wasn't even slow. It was so fast. It was just the action. Like, Sarah J. Maas did not leave any fluff or any too long scenes. Like, she just did it straight up. Like, it was amazing. Like, it was just action upon action upon action, and that's what I like. I mean, she skipped time. We only got what we really needed, and I'm so happy about that. And the plot twist too. Like, for the first half of the book, you don't really know about the curse, and like, I forgot about the curse too, because like, it was a Beauty and the Beast retelling, but I don't really know much about the Beauty and the Beast, so I totally forgot that there was going to be a curse introduced at some point. And when the curse was introduced, there was a lot of plot twists that came with the curse, and so she started slowly like uncovering secrets and riddles and stuff, and she started to kind of change the plot and change the story with her plot twists and her revelations. And I really like that, how like she'll find something out and she'll gasp, and it'll like be this crazy revelation, and how she can stop the villains from winning. I just really like that. I just think there's a well balance between the romance, the world building, and the actual kind of problem that's going on, the external conflict. Like, I just think there's a nice narrative arc, kind of like there's kind of almost like 2 arcs. And so I just really like the narrative arc, the plot devices, and everything that Sarah J. Maas used to write this book. It was such an amazing read on that. And now we'll go on to the next category. And so the last category is entertainment. The plot might have been amazing, but was it actually a good read? And so this kind of just sums up my general thoughts and how I really enjoyed the series. And so the first thing that I want to say is that this is actually the book that started making me read later. Like, I usually try to just turn off the light at 9:30 p.m. And then after this book, I started turning the light off a lot later when I'm reading because I just couldn't put this down. I really couldn't, especially towards the end. Like, it's so engaging and so entertaining that I literally could not stop reading. Like, again, it goes by so fast and it's all action, and so it's just hard to put it down. And like, I like how the authors kind of throw cliffhangers right at the end of chapters, and so you have to read the next chapter. I love that actually, because it just makes me want to read more. Like, I love how the authors keep throwing in these plot twists at the end to make me keep reading, because I myself, I don't know if I will be able to keep reading without these cliffhangers and plot twists and stuff. And so I absolutely love that. Another thing would just be the overall interest in the kind of fae system. So I've never really read much from fae or like the fairies, and I know this is kind of like a subgenre of fantasy, like fae. I think there's actually a few stories written about the fae, and I think I actually have a book called The Cruel Prince that also follows fae. And so I just think that was also interesting, like seeing the court system and just the world in general, with the world building, the 7 or 8 courts, and like how they're led by like the High Lord, and like just the different traditions, because there were several kind of holidays or like traditions that took place in this book, and there's all these kind of customs, and I love learning about new worlds, and that's another thing that I really enjoyed. Again, the complex history with the characters and the character relationships and how the character relationships developed. Like, I really enjoyed all of this. I just can't thank the author enough for writing this series because it is so good. I don't know what it is about it. It just makes me feel so nostalgic. It has adventure. It has all of my elements. It's great. It's amazing. And I really hope you guys pick this one up because it is so engaging. It is so interesting. I will say though, if you are like under 13, I wouldn't suggest getting this book because it does have some mature scenes. A lot of this book is implications, but a lot of the future books kind of have some real stuff in there, but like there is some scenes, some mature adult scenes in here. But yeah, overall this was so engaging. Romance, adventure, plot twists, curses, crazy villains. I love this book and I hope you guys check it out. I think that wraps up my review. Let's head on to the outro. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed this kind of short review on The Court of Thorns and Roses book by Sarah J. Maas. This is my first review again, so if I sucked, please let me know because I do want to improve on these review videos. So yeah, hope you guys check out A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. Definitely let me know what you guys think if you have read this book or if you have not. If you guys enjoyed this review, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up and make sure to subscribe to my channel down below. It would honestly mean the world to me. We are almost at 500 subscribers. As soon as I hit that number, I can start vlogging my 500 subscriber special. 500 subscriber special is going to be epic, so make sure to hit that subscribe button. Oh, and also don't forget to hit the notification bell. I haven't been saying this, but you guys can get notified when I upload, and you guys can be my first squad, and you can access that content as soon as I post it, and that's awesome. Also, make sure to comment down below, have you guys read this book? Are you guys going to read it again? Have you ever heard of this book? What are you currently reading? Like, seriously, comment anything and I will reply. Love you guys, talk to you guys, and I honestly would love your thoughts on the video. That would be so amazing, so make sure to leave a comment down below. Also, check this video up there for my most anticipated books of 2020. It was an amazing video, I thought, and it really kind of highlights some of the books that are coming out soon. And yeah, make sure to check out the links in the description. I have my Instagram, my Goodreads, and some other videos that I think you could enjoy. So I think that's all for me, guys. I hope you guys enjoy this video again, and I will see you on Saturday. Bye, guys!